Hello and welcome students. Today we're going to be discussing basic anatomy for conceptual design. Muscles exist beneath the skin and push, pull and shove the skin into a range of different forms. There are specific areas that move more than others. The mouth, for example, serving the function of speech, consumption, smiling and other tasks, has a collection of muscles that pull the skin of the mouth open, closed, up, down or sideways. In 3D, we use something called edge loops to ensure that this smoothness of expression can be realized without any sharp, unnatural points to the geometry. On screen we have a beautiful artist's rendering of the human face, imagined without any muscles. As you can see, it's somewhat horrific and deeply beautiful. I do think soup would be off the menu, however, but more importantly, this face has lost the ability to emote. The human face is a vital aspect of communication. Expressions adding context to our words and signaling our feelings or intent. This requires a dense collection of muscles that sit beneath the skin, acting as fish hooks, pulling the skin smoothly in one direction or another until an expression is formed. 80% of language is made up of contextual, non-verbal cues, and body language is first and foremost of these. This is why, when emails and texting arose, emojis were created to provide some basic context to our non-verbal communication. But ask yourself, do emojis work 100% of the time? Sarcasm is still a grey, troubling area, I have found. Let's look at a few muscles. Here we have the orbicularis oculi. This controls the eyelids, allowing us to blink, squint, and feign death. The ZYGOMATICUS muscles give us the ability to smile, drawing the lips up and out as the cheeks bunch in an adorable fashion. When both are combined, we get the emotion of happiness, as poorly exemplified by Tim Roth on screen, who is a stranger to happiness. The aptly named depressor anguli oris draws the mouth downwards and to the side. As seen here on screen, we have Carl Urban from the Judge Dredd film. Dredd, a former character from the comic book publisher 2000 AD, now owned by my former employer Rebellion Games, is famous for his grimace. When their powers combine, these muscles create the expression for sadness, a feeling which I imagine Tim Roth is intimately acquainted with. Next we have the LEVATOR, LABII SUPERIORIS, which gives us the ability to raise the front of our lip on one side or both in a mostly vertical direction. This can be seen here in Elvis Presley, a modern reference I'm sure you all know. Perhaps more relatable to everyone would be the sneer of a rich nobleman tossing a coin purse to a commoner.
You take this for your work, peasant. Now, be gone!
The PROCERUS sits atop the nose, between the eyes, giving us the powerful ability to draw our face into a furrowed frown. The PROCERUS is strong in adjusting the context of other expressions. For example, a frown in conjunction with a sneer is recognized as the expression for disgust. I won't even go there with how strongly I feel this emotion for Tim Roth. Puh. So, in conclusion, muscles create expressions and convey emotions. As an animator, you'll want to know what muscles work in what combinations in order to see your characters emote correctly. If you are not an animator, and in fact a 3D modeler or even a programmer, then treat this lecture as one that will help you understand the emotions of your fellow human beings. But we are not done with the face yet, oh no. Every cell in our bodies changes over a 7-year period, so we don't just have one face, but many that we wear throughout our lives. Nicolas Cage, however, goes through this process every 12 seconds. A real marvel. The fat padding beneath the skin begins to break down as we age and suffer the rigours of brutal gravity. This padding sags against the skin, creating jowls and other visual signs of age. The expressing of emotions can also take a toll on the skin, with those of a jovial disposition developing crow's feet near the sides of the eyes. Those more of a serious nature develop frown lines. If you smoke, you develop pucker mouth, a term I just made up to identify the prominent lines a smoker develops that lead inwards towards the mouth. It's also worth mentioning that the skin around the mouth ages 10% faster in smokers. Consider saving yourself a lot of money, and from pucker mouth by stopping now. A term you should all become familiar with is the uncanny valley. When CG faces become realistic enough to look close, but not quite right, then the character falls into what is known as the uncanny valley. We are naturally attuned to respond to faces. It is believed by some that this ability is stronger as, during our evolution, visible issues such as sickness or other irregularities could spell the end of your tribe. We reject such characters more than their less realistic counterparts in more toonish animations because they don't leave us unsettled, uncomfortable, or just glaringly aware of the small percentage gap they have yet to bridge before they achieve realism. Technology is doing a fantastic job of evolving new means of capturing real faces, and more importantly, of getting realistic acting experiences from those recreations. Attaining true realism is the holy grail of computer-generated characterization, and I look forward to a day when I can't tell the difference and lose all grasp on reality, falling into the deep, endless void of my mind. This has been a lecture on basic anatomy for conceptual design. Please enjoy this picture of our pupper, Finn, and I'll see you all in the virtual classroom. Happy sketching!